right, grade 12 learners, it is that time of the year. The infamous PAT has arrived. Okay, so here is our 2023 PAT. This is the Department of Basic Education PAT, and remember, this is basically a few month long assignment that you're going to have that's been split up into 3 phases, and it's basically putting all your skills to test. And this is important because this assessment task counts 25% towards your end of year mark, so you want to take this very, very seriously. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what this document entails for 2023. This is also the first time I'm having a look at this, so let's see what our task is for this year. Oh, I already see things here, but okay. let's have a look. So as usual, they explain to us what the PAT is. They mention to us again that the PAT is done in 3 phases over the first 3 terms of grade 12, with phase 1 being where we define the task, access and evaluate information that we need to complete the task. We then process that data and information, and then in phase 3, that's where we are going to be presenting that. Now, very importantly, because I know I had a couple of questions from many learners last year, that's important. Your teacher will provide you with dates and deadlines for each phase. So I'm not going to say when the stuff must be due. All we know is that as far as the department is concerned, this is over the first 3 terms of the year in 3 phases, but your teacher will ultimately decide on the deadline for each of those phases. Okay, then they break down the mark allocation for us. So phase 1, that counts for about 21%. That has a maximum of 32 marks up for grabs. Phase 2, 44, and you can see the biggest chunk coming from phase 3. Okay, there they also mentioned to us the final PAT mark is a compulsory component of the final certification mark for all candidates registered for CAT. Okay, let's go. Here we go. The topic for 2023. They talk about the impact of instant messaging on our lives. Is IM a useful tool, or is it another invasion of our private lives? So obviously you've got to be reading through this, but this is our topic. The impact, not just what it is, but the impact of instant messaging on our daily lives. And then I can see as I go through here, they're looking at, because they've got it in bold here, they're looking at the business world. So what sort of impact does instant messaging have on the business world, on the academic world, and then personal organization and management? Okay, so that is our topic. We're looking at the impact that instant messaging has on the business world, academic world, and personal organization and management. And there they give us a couple of examples. They explain a bit more about what they're chatting about. And here's your task. Your task is to investigate how instant messaging impacts one of the following areas of daily life on a national, provincial, local, or school level. So if you are going to be tackling the impact of instant messaging, for example, you choose the business and the world of work. So your specific topic will then be the impact of instant messaging on the business world, and then you need to narrow that down even further, because they say one of the following areas on a national, provincial, or school level. So you might say, well, business world on a national level, business world on the local front. You might want to look at the impact of instant messaging on academic institutions within your province. That's also fine. Okay, so please just spend some time over here refining exactly what you're going to be doing, because that's going to come through in your focus question as well. Your investigation should explore how instant messaging is used and misused, the extent to which people in your investigation are affected positively or negatively by instant messaging. So, for example, when you send out a questionnaire, you can do that in the form of a Google form and get those responses back. The nice thing with that is you can actually export it to Excel, which will help you in phase 2. Then the institution or employer responsibilities, taking the legal implications associated with instant messaging into account, intrusiveness of numerous communications and the demands made through it. So you are going to need to go through this. Grade 12s, you are going to have to spend some time and read through this. Make some notes. Ask questions before you start, right? Your teachers are there to assist you in this. This is not something for you just to do at home. You should be getting class time to do this as well. You should be able to ask questions in class, and I know there are numerous folks out there online as well, with various videos, various guides to help you along the way, besides me. Right, so we've got our guidelines, how the challenges, experiences can be partially addressed. So please, these things are here to help you find more info. If you don't know what to look for, well, here are a couple of things to answer. You then want to gather and analyze the data relevant to the impact of instant messaging, answering those questions, identifying possibilities that could address or solve the challenges. So they're giving us a lot of research points here to use in order to find more info. Then they give us a note. The focus of the PAT research must be on the impact of instant messaging. Grade 12s, don't just tell us what instant messaging is, or you have your entire PAT based on that. That's not what we want. We want to look at how it impacts the business, academic, or personal lives of people. And then, they tell us the focus. When it comes to the focus question, don't let the focus just be on security and privacy. Okay, so this should really help you. I see there's a lot more info this year that should help you. And here, they're also giving you a ton of links that's obviously going to give you more info. So you are going to have to spend some time going through a couple of these things and really finding out some good, solid information around your topic. Then just looking at the overview of the tasks, we know it's broken up into phase 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to do my best to get a couple of videos out on these things with regards to this year. But many of my videos that I've made previously with regards to what phase 1 is, what phase 2 and phase 3, the principle behind it still remains the same. Okay, but I'll probably do a new set this year just to make sure everyone is up to date. So we've got phase 1. There they tell us exactly what they want. Phase 2 and phase 3 as well. Okay, then in general, they also just reminding us you are expected to hand in your own original work. You will also have to sign the declaration of authenticity in Appendix C, and usually I can just scroll down here. Come. Here we go. There's Appendix C that you've got to fill in and basically be signing to say, yes, this is my own work. Okay, so you are putting your name on the line there as well, just so you know. All right, so what are you going to need to finish the PAT? Your Office Suite and HTML editor. You're going to need internet access and maybe access to some other resources. They just remind us, do not be dishonest. Comply with all of the things that they are asking you to comply with, please. Otherwise, it's going to result in problems. And as you begin to prepare to start your PAT, you want to look at things like what a task definition is and how to actually put one together, how to put a focus question together, how to formulate research questions, different types of information sources, and how to evaluate those sources. So these are some of the things you just need to go through and spend some time answering so that you have a good idea going forward. They also give us a chart to use after your pre-reading, and that is Appendix E. So let's go all the way down to the bottom, and there's Appendix E. your KWLS chart, what I already know, what I want to know, what I learned, and what I still need to learn. Okay, let me just go up here. Right, so once you've done that, now we're going to look at the instructions just for phase 1. And you can see it's basically the same. I'm going to do an in-depth video on these instructions, but you can see there's the instructions set out for phase 1 with the task definition, the focus question, the kind of questions you need to ask there as well, and the various levels. That's always a big section from phase 1. You know, identifying your sources, looking at the table or the type of table that you should be having there, your bibliographical information, so we need to reference properly and back up everything that we say we have, evaluating our sources as well, and very importantly with the evaluation, one-word answers will not be accepted. And there's an appendix D as well that gives us this table, so you can use that table from appendix D to pop in all of your information over here. Yeah, and that's basically phase 1. Show us what it should look like, and then I know, yeah, at the end of each phase they've got a hand in, so it's still the same. Please, this thing you want to print out, you want to keep with you, so as you are doing things in your phase 1, as you're busy putting it together, you can actually tick this off. You know, once I've done the cover page with the appropriate content controls, blah blah blah, I can tick that off and know, okay, in my report that is done. Have I got a minimum of 10 questions? You know, have I got this or that? I can tick it off and know that I am making progress moving forward. Okay, then they do exactly the same for phase 2, and they'll do the same for phase 3. Now remember, this is just in the document that you as the learner would have received. What's important to me is this: in the same document you get the assessment tool for phase 1, 2 and 3. And guys, again, you want to spend some time reading through this, because here you can see, for example, with the task definition, if you have the current situation in your task definition, you've got the focus and purpose of your investigation, you're telling us how you are going to do that and who the target audience is for your final report, you'll get your 4 marks. Have a look at this. Focus question, 4 marks. Questions quality, right? The technical aspects of your questions, your biographical information. So if you are putting everything together and you use this, you are actually making sure that you can secure those marks for you. Okay, and this is all in the learner guidelines. Okay, so this is the grade 12 PAT. This is my first little run through of this PAT. Please acquaint yourself, and you should find a link in the description of this video to this document as well. So guys, all the best as we start our PAT for 2023.